and welcome. My name is Ryan O'Rourke, and in today's demonstration we are covering how to paint a night full of stars, a very constellation-filled sky. Now if you look to the example on the right or left, wherever I put it, I still haven't figured it out. But if you look there, you'll notice that there are also mountains, and if you're curious as to that tutorial, I will leave a link in the description of this video to that. Now, that being said, I hope you enjoy. If you have any questions along the way, please feel free to send me a message here on YouTube or on my Facebook page. I'd be more than happy to help out. And if you want to share your work with me, please feel free to leave a link to that or send me a picture. I'd love to see it and help you in any way that I can. All of that being said, let's get into it. We are going to begin by using a large brush and a black canvas. You can either purchase a black one or you can paint it yourself, as I did here. Next, we are going to add a glow to the base of our sky. Imagine this addition to be something like the aurora borealis. I'm placing this glow where the sky meets the land and then blending upwards, either in a cross-hatching or vertical stroke. We will clean up the bottom portion later with the addition of mountains or trees. We can use whichever color you wish, just be cognizant of the fact that it will blend with a blue sky, so you may end up creating an additional color within that gradient. Additional colors aren't a bad thing though. In fact, they can add a great pop or extra dimension to the painting itself. The pigment contains a fair amount of water, and the lines are quite streaky. However, at this point, that isn't an issue. Once we have all of our base colors applied, which will simply be a blue and a pink, we will readdress the strokes and fix the texture. Just ensure that you are mixing in a decent amount of water so that we can go back later on in perhaps 5 to 10 minutes and correct the application. Once we are satisfied with our glow, we are going to take a blue and apply it above the pink. We are using the same amount of water and again applying it or fixing it in horizontal strokes. Now the blue doesn't have to be very thick, but it does have to blend with the pink glow at the bottom of the horizon. At this point, we should have achieved quite the mess of horizontal watery strokes. Now is the time to remedy the texture. We begin at the top of our skyline with a dabbing motion. We are using a large rounded brush with little to no water on it. Both the sky and the glow should be slightly wet still. I'm attempting to create almost a splatter effect here without the addition of any new paint. I'm simply using what was already on the canvas, what is still wet. Now the blue will begin to render a spotted texture, which will almost imply blue clusters of stars in the distance. These, however, will not be our stars. We will add them later on in the process. Continue this dabbing motion until you have covered both the blue and the pink pigment. You need them both to be blending together and kind of weaving a nice gradient in between them. The black should also still be showing through to a good extent. Once we have achieved our desired texture, we will begin on our main cluster of stars. This area will be reminiscent of a far-off galaxy, much like the Milky Way. We start by creating slightly rotated black vertical lines in the middle of the sky. We are using a minute amount of water and our small, sharp brush. This black shape in the sky should be reminiscent of lightning, however it will be much more wide. Have it branch off, but don't make it too complicated. Next, while we still have our black out and on our palette, we are going to use our large rounded brush once again. We are going to slightly moisten it. Don't add a lot of water, but just enough. Add a small amount of black paint and apply it to the top corners of the sky. We should do this in a dabbing motion like before, and from the top corner, blend it both horizontally and down. The goal here is to make the middle of the painting stand out and push the edges back. This will imply both very bright stars and depth. We then move back towards the middle of the painting. Our black streaks are quite harsh, and so we are going to use the same dark blue that we previously used for the sky and soften various edges.
This will be done in a dabbing effect. Yet again, we are only selecting certain edges. I'm primarily selecting the outer strokes. At times, I'm having to blend the blue into the sky, lightly feathering it off. So we should get a very nice splattered blue sky effect, kind of blending in over these black streaks. Once I've blended the outer edges of the black streaks into the sky, I'm mixing white with my blue and reattempting the previous process. This time, I'm selecting even less areas. The goal here is to build up various areas of clusters of constellations. Different areas will contain varying amounts of luminance, and on occasion I'm going to go back over the black. I don't really want the black to stick out, it's more there to help with the white and having everything pop. Be careful with this process and take your time. Less is certainly more in this scenario. In the painting here, I've probably went back and added white 4 or 5 times. All of this layering really adds up. It's also important to note that each time I'm slightly adding less pigment. The brighter areas should be quite rare, and a lot of it should be dark. You want it to kind of build up like you're looking at the top of a mountain. Only the peaks will be at the brightest. Next, we are going to begin on the stars themselves. Here I'm using my small rounded brush, but the type of brush doesn't really matter as long as the brush itself is extended enough to have both an elastic and a stretchable quality. The bristles anyway. Now I'm applying white pigment to the tip of my brush, then I'm wetting it slightly. From there, I move the brush to in front of the canvas. I grab the middle of the bristles of the brush with my other hand, which in turn pulls back the tip, and then I let go, releasing the top of the brush. This should project a minute splatter of white paint on the canvas. You want to aim for the middle cluster. I'd advise trying this from farther back the first couple of times and then slowly moving it closer. As you can see, I've had to complete this task a myriad of times. I hope this tutorial helped and you enjoyed. Again, if you'd like to see the process in which the mountains were created, please check out my tutorial in the description box. If you complete something similar, I'd love to see it, so please feel free to send me an image, either here or on my Facebook page. Thank you so much for watching, stay creative, and have an absolutely wonderful day.
Thank you so much for watching. I truly hope you enjoyed, and again, if you have any questions, if you got stuck along the way, please feel free to leave me a comment or send me a message on my Facebook page. Also, if you just want to share your work with me and get a little critique out of it, please feel free to send it to my Facebook. I'd be more than happy to look at it with you and talk about your work, and I'd love to see it as well. So thank you for watching and take care. Well, we have reached the end of the video, and I truly hope you enjoyed and that you've learned something. I hope that you can take even a little piece from this and incorporate it within your art and have some fun with it. Now, all of that being said, if you have any questions regarding the tutorial, or you'd like me to critique your work or go through it with you, please feel free to leave me a comment down below. I'd be very happy to help. And if you want more of an immediate response or you'd like to share a picture of your work, please feel free to add me on Facebook. I have a link in the description of this video, and you can add me there, ask me questions, and I'd be incredibly happy to help you and walk you through whatever you are working on. Now, if you've enjoyed this video, if you've enjoyed this tutorial, A, I'm very happy. B, please hit that like button and the subscribe button. It really does help me grow this little art community, and I'd be incredibly appreciative if you did. I'm going to release videos weekly, and I just hope you have a wonderful day. So take care, and again, thank you for watching.